couple of familiar squads who met just a couple of weeks ago back in Nova Scotia in Sackville at the community arena, where the Kings Hockey Club were able to take down the Vitos 3-2 on home ice tonight. The Vitos looking to make sure things don't go the same way. My name's Dayton Camo, welcoming you inside the Q-Plex in Quispamsis, New Brunswick for a matchup. It's the last one of the night here on High Button Sports. It's the Kings Hockey Club and St. John Vitos. The referees will skate to center ice. We're just about set here for puck drop. We'll get your starting goaltenders in just a moment. For the Kings, it'll be Joseph Saunders, 200 feet from him. Luca Riva will man the pipes, fresh off a win last weekend over the Buccaneers down in Blacks Harbor. Riva gets the nod here tonight. Off the draw, it's sent into the Kings zone. Romaine tried to send one around the wall, but it's popped out to O'Toole. Two chances, and both unable to find the net. But Dag will pick it up down low, drops it for Livingstone. Back up top to McQuaid. He'll load fire, and that one's just high and wide. McKinnon able to keep it in on the far side. And O'Toole down low. Drops it for Tripp Livingstone. Walks out on the backhand, tries to snap a quick one. That's off the pad of Saunders into the corner. Picked up by Slavuta. Now a long pass out to center. This one's picked up and sent right into the glove of Luca Riva. He'll stop that one. And just quickly into this one, 19-11 left to go here in the first period. And a great chance for the Kings, but an even better save there for Luca Riva, able to keep that one out of the back of the net. The face-off will come back to the glove side of Riva. Riva coming into this one sporting a 2.27 GAA, 894 save percentage, and a 9-3-0 record on the season. Been solid as a rock back there for the Vitos, especially when called upon. Now Weston drops one back to the point. He'll get the return feed and send one to the slot. That's just wide. Sent wide of the net by Culp, and the rebound goes all the way around the end wall, back down to the Kings zone. Wilson on the chase. He'll give a bump down low, but it's sent to the far side. Culp collects, but he's falling at the same time, unable to clear the zone. Corkum runs into Wilson, but the smooth skating captain, Jordan Jackman, works back up into the offensive zone with the all-white Sergei Fedorov-looking skates. Up the wall on the far side to Wilson, up through center to Talon Pearson. He's taken into the wall, and Jacob Greeley will pick up the loose puck and work it forward. Behind the net. Picked up and sent back behind the net. It's chipped out to neutral ice, but doesn't get outside the zone. Greeley shot, and that's into the glove of Saunders. He'll hold on, and a faceoff will come back down in the Kings zone. 2-1 the shots on goal in favor of the Vitos early. 17:42 left to go here in the first frame. Lively on the draw against Greeley, and he's able to win it back. Neufeld on the far side picks it up. He's met there with a bump. Cutler and Pearson in there working for the Vitos. It's back to the point for Tennyson Godin. It's on a shot through that's up into the blocker area, and Saunders holds on once again. Face off this time coming to the near side. Some mix-up in the standings earlier today. We'll pull the graphic up in the next whistle and show you what's going on. The Vitos, thanks to a Cabot Highlanders win, really need a couple of points here tonight. Godin sends one through that's off the glove side shoulder of Saunders and into the corner. Cormier unable to corral it at center. Back to Riva, and Cormier will pick it up behind the net. Tries to chip one up the wall. Gets picked up by Lemoyne. And sent to center. Whitaker. Charlie Travis as well, up with the Vitos from the U16 Southern Rangers squad. Younger brother of Parker Travis of the U18 Vitos. Camden Chisholm gets sent to the ice by Max McKinnon on the far side. The benches, they like that. McKinnon picks it up at the point, goes cross ice to McQuaid. And McQuaid sends a long shot in, swallowed up by Saunders. And up a face-off will come. I'll show you those standings that we were talking about just a minute ago. The Vitos came into this one with 37 points. The Highlanders coming in with 36. They picked up a win in Port Hood today over the Marcelo Buccaneers, who the Vitos split the weekend series with last weekend. So that moves them 1 point for now up ahead of the Vitos. With a win tonight, the Vitos could stay right where they are in third place. The top-ranked Eastern Dukes and Western Rebels also not in action as Livingstone works in, tried to center one through. They're both in action at the Spud in Charlottetown. As Slavuta works in, Jackman. That penalty coming here to the Vitos. Touched up by McKinnon. And they'll call Alexander Daigle, the second-year Vitos forward, for the hook. So as Daigle makes his way into the box, we'll go back down to the Vitos zone for this Kings power play. Face-off coming to the blocker side of Luca Riva. Greeley, Cutler with Shanks and Arbo on the back end. Arbo rocking a different stick than he was in warm-up. A couple of Vitos changing their stick tape here tonight. Sam Whitaker with a new look. Case and Cooling opting to go for the black tape tonight instead of the white. Maybe in a little offensive slump. Cooling's last 2 points came against these very Kings in their last matchup. Now Jackman picks the puck up on the half wall and goes back to the point to Weston. They'll play pitch and catch. Weston gets the return feed to the point. Sends one through, turned aside by Riva, and he'll hold on. He's got that in between the pads for the faceoff. Two pairs of fresh legs back out here on the ice for the Vitos. Sean Ahern and Talon Pearson coming over the boards. Ahern facing off with Jackman. That one's won by Ahern, sent to the wall for Shanks. And he'll clear this one down the ice. Now behind his own net, starting from the back end is Weston. He'll play it up to Jackman. Speeding down into the offensive zone. He's met there by Ahern, but able to play it back to Weston was Jackman. Now down on the half wall. They'll go back up top. Amiro on the far side, and a little bit of pressure, unable to get some good stick on it, but it's back down. And now up top for Weston. His shot blocked in front by Ahern, and they'll backhand one down the ice and head off for the change. Now from his own zone, Jackman getting pressured down low by Pearson. Now Cutler gives chase as well. To the far side, Lemoyne. Down low he goes. It's in the corner. Romaine now on the half wall. He'll drop back for Corkum and Frazier now. He's got a heavy shot, but elects to go cross ice. Corkum is there. Plays it down for Romaine. Or Lemoyne, excuse me. Lemoyne, shot blocked. And now Frazier looks to send one through. It's on the back door. Cleared off the side of the net by Noah Cormier. Back out to center. Down low he goes for Sutter McQuaid, and McQuaid will start the breakout here for the Vitos. Sent a long shot down onto Saunders. He's unable to corral that bouncing puck off his pads and cork him out to center. Met by a bump from Cameron Wilson before the Vitos reset, sending that one back in. Wilson on the forecheck down low. Runs into Romaine. Romaine in some pain down low. This one's quickly covered up by Saunders. And we'll keep an eye on Romaine. Looks like he's going to be able to stay on the bench, but definitely in some pain down there for sure. 13:38 left to go in the first frame. The face-off to the blocker side of Saunders, and this one's rimmed all the way around the wall. McQuaid able to keep it in momentarily. As Culp starts to break out, goes cross ice. Nobody able to pick that one up in a black jersey, so Max McKinnon will start from his own end. McKinnon makes a move behind the net. The net comes off on the far side, so we'll reset to the blocker side of... No, excuse me, we'll come outside the zone for the face-off. Cooling and Culp will face off on the draw here. McQuaid cross ice to McKinnon, and he'll work his way into the zone. Tried to drop it off there for Wilson, but it's picked up by Lively. Up the wall for Amiro, and Max McKinnon will backhand that one back into the zone. A quick shot. Turned aside by Saunders. A little bit of rough stuff in front. We'll take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Vitos. They'll play the next two games here at the Qplex tonight, tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. against the Kings Hockey Club, and then next weekend they'll welcome the Eastern Dukes to the Qplex for the very same schedule. 8:45 on the Saturday night, 11 o'clock Sunday morning against the number one team in the Nova Scotia U16 AAA League. The Vitos had that top spot until a few weeks ago back down in Berwick, where a 7-1 win put the Dukes up into top spot over the Vitos. Now off the draw, it's the top line for the Kings trying to work into the offensive zone. Slavuta, Chisholm, and Jackman. Jackman walking at the top of the zone, trying to send one back down into the corner. Shanks tied up, and this one out of play. Flipped out by Shauna Hearn. So face-off will come back down in the Vito zone. Whittaker, Pearson, and Ahern offensively with Shanks and Jake Arbo. Arbo unable to play last weekend, back in the lineup here today. Lemoyne wins the draw, sends it back to the point to Jacob Amiro, but he's unable to hold the line. He'll go up the wall. Now Arbo, cross ice for Shanks. That one goes through his legs. And now up through center, taken away by O'Toole. Runs into a little bit of traffic. Has to get back on the chase. Amiro up through center. That one's taken away by Alexander Daigle down low. And now Tripp Livingstone. The captain sends one into the corner. Picks it up on the far side in front for O'Toole. That shot's off the pad. And at the point, Shanks unable to play one deep, but gets one through the legs to Cormier. And back out to center, picked up by O'Toole, worked forward by Daigle. A little bit of an advantageous bounce at the blue line for the Vitos. Cormier sends one through. It's high off the stick of Saunders. And now back into traffic. Livingstone works it back to the far point. Going on a shot along the ice, a pad save from Saunders. That one's put back in to the dog pile right in front of the net. And Saunders able to hold on for the faceoff. Jacob Greeley, Talon Pearson, and Alex Cutler working their way back out onto the ice. Alex Cutler had a goal last weekend in Blacks Harbor to put the Vitos up 3-1 in that game. Back to Cormier. And a shot from Godin from the point comes in. Able to snag that in the glove was Saunders. And so a face off to his glove side will come. Greeley and Culp on the draw. Back to Godin. He'll have his shot blocked, and now Cormier trying to walk the line and get this one deeper into the offensive zone. Down low, picked up by Romaine, so he's back out onto the ice after taking a stinger from Wilson behind the net earlier in the period. Walking in is Landon Culp. He'll send a shot just wide of the net. Nash Neufeld giving a bump as he's working into the offensive zone. Cormier out to center will send a long shot down the ice. No icing as Saunders will cover up. Pearson all over him. And a face-off will come to Saunders' glove side. We'll take a look at the points leaders coming into this one for the Vitos. Case and Cooling, of course, 45 points, followed up by Trip Livingstone with 43. And then a couple of defensemen, Max McKinnon and Noah Cormier, both sitting 1 or 3 and 5 respectively in that list. Now a long shot up into the stands here. And the whistle will go with 10:09 left to go here in the first period. Jackman and Cooling on the draw. It's won by Jackman and picked up by Alexis Slavuta. Bellier couldn't get that one further up the wall. It's picked up by Jackman and sent back to the point to Romaine. Cross ice. That shot's blocked in front by Wilson. And the Vitos are away with numbers. It's a 2-on-2 with Jackman working back. Wilson drags, and that shot's over the net. Down low, McKinnon working up on the rush. Back to cover his Case and Cooling. He's got to get back on Frazier. Frazier's got some strength trying to work in, but Cooling able to strip him of that puck and get rid of any danger. This one's worked out to center and worked past the stick of Cameron Wilson. Back to get it once more is Case and Cooling. Bellier down the ice, picked up by Makar Sidarik. Off the wall to Chisholm. Through center. Picked up by Shanks. They'll chip at this one. Poked out of the zone by Ahern and sent cross ice, but Ahern's got a chance in all alone off the bar. Sean Ahern walking in all alone. Had Saunders beat, but couldn't beat the iron. Shanks picks it up at the blue line, sends it in for Charlie Travis, a hand pass, and that'll be called by the official. Face-off will come outside the zone. Travis trying to be sneaky there and get one past the man in the stripes, unable to. And the face-off will come outside the zone. Whitaker, Ahern, and Charlie Travis back out here with Grayson Shanks and Jake Arbo on the points. Ahern wins that draw back. And Travis will send this one in to the offensive zone. Up the wall, Makar Sidarik will try and lift one into the offensive zone, but it's sent all the way back. Jaden Weston has to come back and reset for the Kings. Blowing a tire down low was Travis. And now it's sent to center. Ahern picked up. And now sent back for Shanks. He'll reset, go cross ice for O'Toole. That pass unable to be picked up by O'Toole. And now working in 2-on-1 are the Kings. Cross ice. That shot turned aside off the pad of Luca Riva. Now Shanks giving pressure down low. He'll take his man off the puck, send one around for Sam Whitaker. O'Toole racing up through center. Well, but that pass intercepted by a glove, I believe, of Landon Colt. Now LeBlanc working back up through center. He'll rip one into the offensive zone, but it's slowed up by Grayson Shanks. And now Shanks out to center will lift one into the offensive zone. And he'll head off for a change. Frazier stripped by Livingstone. Livingstone trying to center one in front for Daggle. Knew where he was. Just one too many men in between. Now Cormier in the corner will evade that check from Neufeld. Send one up the wall. But a chance in the slot for the Kings. That's cleared out to center by Cormier. And Amiro goes cross ice for Corkum. Behind the net, Corkum picks it up. He's getting chased down low by Livingstone. And now a chance in. Livingstone sends a shot backhanded to the front of the net, and a penalty coming here to the Kings as O'Toole was taken down in front. Riva to the bench, Godin with a shot. That's into the glove, and they score! All the way for the point, Tennyson Godin sends one through. It's bobbled in front by Joseph Saunders. But just like that, for the second straight game, a defenseman has opened the scoring for the Vitos. Now back to center, Greeley and Lemoyne will face off. Lemoyne wins this one back. Giving pressure down low is Pearson, but it's sent to the point. McKinnon able to keep it in. And now on the near side. Greeley unable to get that shot off. And now a bump on the far side from Max McKinnon, the official goal call. Godin from Greeley and Whitaker. And now the face-off coming back on the far side. It's played back for Romaine. He'll start from his own zone. Cade Romaine up the near side to center, but can't get any further as Sutter McQuaid able to stop up at the blue line. Back to center, Max McKinnon. Tries to work one free, he does, but it's picked up once again by Cade Romaine. Sent into the near side corner. McQuaid first on it. He'll stop up. And it's picked up by McKinnon, but Lemoyne down there as well. Makes a move. And now another penalty coming to the Vitos. Sutter McQuaid taking this one. Well, I'll wait the call here to see what it is. 2 minutes for the head contact. So Sutter McQuaid will sit for 2 or less. But the Vitos, they hope he's in there for the full 2. Now off the draw. The second power play of the night for the Kings. They'll set up Lemoyne on the far side. Cross ice to Frazier. Frazier to Lemoyne. They'll send one through. That's blocked in front by Wilson. And this one's sent all the way down the ice. Saunders out to play it. Corkum will set up from his own zone. Onto the far side. It's picked up by Culp, worked forward. And now Frazier walks in. That's blocked in front by Shanks. That's a stinger. And Shanks is feeling that one. He'll get back into position. Lemoyne walks in. That one's off the bar. Now Frazier back at the point. He's pressured up top by Ahern. That one's dropped back for Corkum. Frazier walks in, looking for the short side. That one's rimmed all the way around the zone. Shanks able to get off the ice. Cormier comes on to take his place. And Shanks will head back down to the dressing room. So we'll keep an eye on Grayson Shanks for the rest of this one. This one's sent back down the ice. Weston will pick it up. Shanks back onto the Vitos bench. Just needed a little walk down the tunnel, and he's back out ready to go as Jackman plays it into the offensive zone. Back to the point for Weston. Cross ice. Picked up by Amiro. Sent down low into the slot. Amiro pad save by Luca Riva once again. Jackman from the point. McQuaid ready to get back out on the ice. Team's back to even strength. But now 3 defensemen back out there for the Vitos as McQuaid sends one to center. Cutler trying to race after this one. Sent first side to LeBlanc. Picked up by Slavuta, and he'll start up from his own zone through center. Luke Bellier will chip one into the offensive zone. It's picked up down low by Romaine and worked up the near side, but doesn't get very far as Case and Cooling able to chop it back down to the corner. Bellier looking for an option. Might have found the bank play was open as he tried to knock it off the stick of Saunders. Now giving chase is Wilson, but it's lifted high out to center. And Jackman knocks it into the offensive zone, but another advantageous bounce off the linesman's skate, and Cooling will slam one into the offensive zone. Now in front, Wilson turns, fires. That's off the pad of Saunders in front. And now out to center. Lively, he's got Landon Kolb working him with him. But met down there in the corner by Max McKinnon. McKinnon will pick this one up. It's in his feet now. And into King's possession. They'll dump it back down low. Lively's met there by a bump from Sutter McQuaid. Now McQuaid sends another to the ice. Now Wilson trying to work in with Cooling. Well, they're able to send this one into the offensive zone for a second, but Cade Romaine will work out to center ice. Arbo up the wall to O'Toole, chipped ahead for Grayson Shanks. Back out here after taking that stinger off the skate a moment ago. Now Shanks had that stick snap into the glass. He'll grab one off the boards, or off the bench rather, as Neufeld walks in. And they score. Lemoyne in front. They'll tip one past Luca Riva on the far side. A long shot from distance. And it's a tie game here at the Q-Plex. Tough break there from Grayson Shanks. And what is usually an expensive month of January just became even more expensive. The second stick that I know of that Shanks has broken in the month of January. Broke one in the game against the Maine Mariners at the Ice Jam. And now that one's snapping right in the middle. So a trip to Pro Hockey Life is in the works soon for Grayson Shanks, I believe. Cormier will send one out to center. And now a bump at the whistle. Players will get escorted back to their respective benches. And that'll do it for the first period of play. So a late goal from the Kings has tied things up going into the intermission. We'll be right back here on High Button Sports with the second period of play right here from the Qplex. Stay tuned. Back inside the Q-Plex for period 2 between the Kings Hockey Club and the St. John Vitos. We saw Tennyson go down, open the scoring on the power play, and then a late marker from Ethan Lemoyne even things up at 1 to end the first period. Teams will get set here as we make our way to center ice. The top line of, well, a newly constructed top line of Trip Livingstone, Alexander Dagla, and Carson O'Toole will work their way to center ice. Dagla will take the face off against the goal scorer, Ethan Lemoyne, and we'll get set for the second frame. Lemoyne wins the draw, and the Kings will possess the puck off the draw, but quickly sent back into the Kings zone where Weston finds Slavuta up ice, but he's met at the wall by Trip Livingstone. Down low. The Vitos will start from behind their own end. Out to center. Livingstone gathers up ahead to Alexander Daggle. That one's poked off his stick back out to center. And Chisholm with Cormier coming in after him. And now O'Toole. Up the wall for Sudarik. Out to center. This one's picked up. Worked ahead by Jackman. Now Cole picks one up in front. Pad saved by Riva, and the rebound goes in. Bouncing puck is put home by Camden Chisholm. And just like that, the Kings have taken a 2-1 lead. To center goes Kason Cooling. He'll face off against the Kings skipper, Jordan Jackman. Cooling wins this one cleanly back to McQuaid. He'll go cross ice to McKinnon. And this one's fired into the offensive zone. Romaine down low. This one is let go back to the point by McQuaid. He's able to knock this one ahead and play it out of danger. Wilson goes cross ice. It's picked up by Romaine. And the return feed sent over to Glover. Now Wilson lays a bump down in the far side corner. And two Vitos will give chase. It's Wilson and Cooling. McKinnon gives a bump to Jackman at the line, so no ice. And this one's all the way back down for Sutter McQuaid. Out to center, poked at by Romaine, and McKinnon will beat out the icing either way. Now Jackman working down low, Neufeld. Centered one. And this one makes its way back out to center ice, dumped in once again, and Riva will stop it up down low behind the net for Grayson Shanks. Bellier up to center. This one's sent in. Wilson picks it up. Tries to work in the offensive zone. It's picked up on the half wall. Wilson sends one through. It's bouncing. And just at the side of the net, Greeley unable to stuff it home. Back out top. Greeley spilled down low. No call. As Shanks picks it up for the Vitos. Up the wall to Cutler in through center, but it's put right back into the zone. And now worked out for Jacob Greeley. He's got Cutler going to the back door, sends one through, and just unable to get a stick on it was Cutler. Back to the point, Shanks plays one back down in. Pearson couldn't find it in his skates, but poked ahead at the point by Jay Garbo. Down low now for Cutler. And now on the return feed, back around the wall, LeBlanc able to get that one by Cutler and out to the blue line, but it doesn't escape the zone just yet. Now LeBlanc out to center, takes a bump from Greeley. And now Shanks tried to play one up through center. Gets put back into the corner for Arbo. He'll lift one cross ice for Shanks. Shanks back across for Arbo. Back up the wall for Pearson. The Vitos looking to get out of the offensive zone and get something, or into the offensive zone rather, and get something going. Greeley gives chase to Corkum down low. Pearson stopping up that breakout pass. And now Greeley with some more pressure down low. Whitaker in front. And Greeley tried to center one off the back of the net. It goes. And now a chance again. Another one off the post for Greeley. Now into the slot. Whitaker couldn't get a stick on it. It's worked ahead by Corkum. And Slavuta goes into the zone. Drops for Frazier. That one's off a shin pad. And now drop back down in for Lemoyne. Cormier couldn't get a stick on it either, but luckily off the shot from Frazier, Luke Arriva is able to hold on.
Okay, folks, get out your 50.
Shots 19-10 right now in favor of the Vitos, but the Kings, with a couple of lucky bounces, have found themselves up 2-1, just under 5 into this second period. Weston from the point. He works in, but it escapes his own. Camden Chisholm will have to go all the way back to his own zone and send a long, quick pass up through center, but go down. The goal scorer for the Vitos will play one back into the offensive zone. And now he'll have to get back to his point. Cross ice breakout pass from Jackman, intended for Weston. And now sent into the Vito zone. On the far side, Jackman met there by Ahern. Travis and Cormier both coming in to help. Travis played one up ahead to Ahern. And he gives chase down low on Jaden Weston. Ahern out front. Just couldn't get that one to go. Now back from the point. Shots bobbled. Ahern on the half wall tried to play one down low. Just couldn't get enough stick on it. And now Sidarik from his own zone trying to walk in. Offside is the call at the line. So face off will come. 14:02 to go in the second period. Face off right outside the Vito zone. And now sent in for Luke Arriva. He'll stop it up for Max McKinnon. And the breakout pass is lifted high to center. Picked up by Livingstone. He'll send a long shot in on the far side. O'Toole first to it. Now Culp trying to work in through center. Some traffic in front of the Kings bench. But this one's poked ahead. O'Toole racing after it. Romaine first to it for the Kings. Plays it ahead to Lively. In through center. It's taken away by O'Toole. And he shovels this one further into the offensive zone. Livingstone down low. Goes body instead of puck. But this one's sent around and McKinnon will gather up for the Vitos. Back down low in the corner. Livingstone has Neufeld on him. And this one's played back to the point. Now down low. Daigle feeds Livingstone. He works out. Tried to spin a backhander on the wraparound attempt. But Saunders there with the pad. Now Neufeld on the far side. Back down in low. Livingstone in a puck battle down there. Picked up by O'Toole. Tries to work it in front, and that one just couldn't go. Now on the near side, McKinnon will keep this one in. Spins a backhand pass. Eventually coming here to the Kings. And Saunders holds on. A good skate from Luca Riva, he'll head back to his own net. The St. George native. And now the Vitos back to the power play. Speaking of St. George, stayed there last weekend. On my way to Blacks Harbor. Beautiful place. Now off the draw. Redo is needed on this face-off. Bellier will come in to take it. And it's rimmed all the way around the wall. Cormier will keep it in. Across to McQuaid. Fans on that shot, plays it back down behind the net. Now once again, out to the slot. That one scoots by all the Vitos and back down for Luca Riva. He stops it up for Sutter McQuaid, and the Vitos will work out on the power play. It's Trip Livingstone. He's got Luke Bellier and Case and Cooling out here with him. Back to the early season days. The power play unit that they've used all season long, and it's worked. So why fix what's not broken? Now McQuaid for Cooling. Cross ice. That one played in front. Just couldn't find a stick as Bellier on the half wall. Goes back up top for Noah Cormier. Drop for Sutter McQuaid, and that one taken away. Cormier couldn't get a glove on it, and Riva back out to play at 45 to go on this man advantage. It's played out for O'Toole, but he couldn't get a clean stick on this one. Cooling quickly plays one up the wall to Daggle, but that one's out of his reach. Cooling through center will have to wait for Daggle to hold up. Now back across ice. Daggle sends a shot through. That one out of the zone once again. And now Wilson with a man on him. That's Jackman. Will have to go back and corral this one. Jackman, though, able to get a stick on it. Makes a move on McKinnon. 5 seconds on the penalty to Neufeld. This one's picked up behind the net by Sidaruk. And we're back to even strength. Sidaruk once again behind the net. For McKinnon, he lifts a high flyer off the glass, and this one will come back down to the blocker side of Luca Riva. The Vitos now lead 24-10 in the shot department, throwing a lot of rubber toward Joseph Saunders, but the Kings netminder able to keep his team ahead 2-1. The Kings still sitting at 10 shots, same as the last time I alluded to the shot department. Greeley and Culp off the draw. This one's won by Greeley. And Shanks will send this one around the wall. Cutler first to it. Plays it back for Arbo. Arbo to Shanks. This one's out of the zone. Frazier chopping at it. Couldn't get a stick on it. And now Arbo with a man on him will play this one around the wall. Shanks off a skate. Plays it up to his stick. And now a hand pass called at the line. So the face-off coming back out to center ice. Greeley and Culp once again on the draw. And Greeley wins it again. Shanks up the wall to Pearson. He takes a bump. And now at the line, Pearson once again takes a bump, makes a play, able to push this one forward. But it's Glover working it in for the Kings. Drops it back. Intended for Chisholm. Poked at by Alex Cutler. And sent back into the Vito zone. They'll reset once again. It's Arbo. Up through the middle, onto the skate of Glover, and that'll go for the icing call. So all the way back to the Vitos end will go for the face-off. Off the draw, the Kings control. It's Amiro. But it's picked up by Talon Pearson and sent into the offensive zone. Pearson's met there with a bump, but able to keep moving forward. It's sent to the near side corner as the Vitos change. New trio forwards out here for the Vitos. Picked up at center by Shauna Hearn, and a penalty coming now to St. John. So charging the call to Shauna Hearn. He'll sit for 2 or less. Third penalty of the game for the Vitos, and we'll see if their penalty killing unit can get things done with just under 9 to go here in the second period. Off the draw, it's picked up by Slavuta. He walks back to the top of the zone for Weston. Now Jackman. Didn't see what he liked, so he'll work back up to the top of the zone. Jordan Jackman down low for Ariaxe Slavuta. Slavuta walks up top, gets the return feed from Weston. And now Weston at the top of the zone, drops down for Jackman. He'll walk in off the pad and send to the far side. Charlie Travis out here on the penalty kill, doing a good job defensively for the Vitos. The AP getting some special teams unit time as Slavuta keeps this one inside the zone. Good block by Cormier, and he'll send this one down the ice. Saunders out to play it, just skips over his stick, and Wilson in the offensive zone, first to it. Cameron Wilson working in against 3 different Kings, finds Cutler in the slot, unable to make a move there. And now the Kings work back in. It's an odd man rush. Poked out by Cutler, and Wilson will knock that one off the stick. So good job defensively by the 2 Vitos forwards as Romaine works up to the top of the zone. He'll find Slavuta on the half wall. Walks in. That one's off a stick, just wide of the net. Lemoyne down low for Jordan Jackman. Stick flipped out of the hands of Tennyson Gaudin, and now a penalty coming. So some 4-on-4 action for 23 seconds. Cade Romaine off to the box. So back down to the King zone we go. Now the Vitos with another opportunity on the man advantage. Successful earlier. Tennyson Gaudin with a shot from the point that found its way in. So 23 seconds of 4-on-4, and then a Vitos man advantage. Gets back to McQuaid. McKinnon back up top to McQuaid. He'll walk fire, and that one's into the glove of Joseph Saunders. .7:01 left on the clock here in the second period. And Nash Neufeld kicked out of the draw. Ben Frazier comes in to take it against Carson O'Toole. This faceoff's played down into the corner. Nobody really able to get possession. It's poked off the stick of Frazier up the wall to Amiro. And O'Toole takes a tumble as he works back out to center. The Vitos on the man advantage now as McKinnon picks it up from behind his own zone. Max McKinnon looking for an option as the Vitos change up a couple of players here on this Power play unit. Daggle works his way into the zone. Finds McKinnon cross ice. He walks at the top of the zone. Sends one through that's just off the pad and into the corner. Back down for Whitaker. Now O'Toole working back up top. And Wilson had that one slide through his legs. He'll quickly play this one back around the net for Max McKinnon. And McKinnon will get on his horse, working one through center ice. Max McKinnon. And an offside call at the line. Will turn things back outside the zone. So a face-off with 46 to go in the penalty to Cade Romaine. 5:54 to go in the second period. And the Vitos trying to get back in the win column here at the Q-Plex. The last game here at the Q-Plex, a 2-1 loss to the Martello Buccaneers. A long shot from the point at the last minute was the decision in that one. Now Kason Cooling walking in, trying to get his team back on the board. Livingstone scores! Just what the doctor ordered. Trip Livingstone. A power play goal. He rips one past the glove of Joseph Saunders. And we're all evened up here at the Q-Plex. Now off the draw. Pearson works one back into the zone. Takes a hit up high from Glover, but no call on the play. A clean hit. Culler tries to work in and make a move. Culler hailing from the New Brunswick capital of Fredericton. He'll receive this one. It goes off his skate. Played back to the line and picked up now behind the net. Sutter McQuaid will start up. Little stutter step behind the net. Plays one off the wall. This one's out to center. Picked up by Glover. And now Romaine goes cross ice up the wall, but quickly poked into the zone by a falling Sutter McQuaid. And now Pearson pinches this clearing attempt by Saunders off. And a 2-on-1 in front. Greeley backdoor. Saunders gets across. Now Landon Culp through center will try and make a move. Cutler unable to get a stick on this one. Pearson now trying to give chase as well. Work to center. Greeley wanted to work in. Cutler was held up down low. A long breakout pass picked off by Charlie Travis. Poked ahead for Sean Ahern. He's working into the backhand. And that one turned aside in front by Saunders. Ahern trying to flip one far side upstairs. Just couldn't get enough stick on that one. Saunders able to cover it up. Great play by Charlie Travis not to panic on that one and find Ahern breaking in. Now the same trio back out there. Charlie Travis, Sam Whitaker on the flanks with Sean Ahern, but Ahern going to be kicked out of the draw and in to take it. Comes Sam Whitaker. Grayson Shanks wanted to take that one. Grayson Shanks started the year out as a forward here with the Vitos. My first game, I remember Shanks was up on the forward line. Shanks has moved himself back to defense. He's been a rock all season long back there for the Vitos. As he picks it up once more, sends it up the wall. And now the Kings unable to hold it in. It's Sidaruk back at center ice. He goes up the wall to Slavuta. That one played too far ahead for Jackman. And the same could be said for that one and Ahern. The Vitos unable to get a stick on that. So back down 200 feet will go. 27-11. The shots on goal in favor of the Vitos. And the latest goal from Trip Livingstone, has got the Vitos right where they want to be, all tied up. Kason Cooling with a great cross-ice pass to Trip Livingstone to the back of the net. Coincidentally, Cooling's last 2 points against this team, and he's got another here tonight. So 3 assists in 2 games against the Kings for Kason Cooling. Ahern on the far side, unable to get a stick on it, but he knocks his player off the puck. Shanks plays it further. And now Arbo, down low. Unable to play that one free of the net. And now on the backhand shot from Frazier, Arriva will get the glove on it. So the draw coming to the glove side of Luca Riva. Landon Cole worked off the draw. He'll take it. Now it's Chisholm who'll face off against Daggle, and he'll win that one back. This one's poked up the half wall, and DeVito's unable to get it out of the zone. Now they do. It's Carson O'Toole on the far side. He's got Trip Livingstone breaking in. He's taken down. A penalty coming now to the Kings, and the net comes off. The whistle will blow. Another great skate from Luca Riva, this time just getting to the blue line. But Landon Kolb with the hooking call will head off to the box. And the Vitos with 2:17 to go here in the second period with a chance to put themselves ahead 3-2. Face-off coming to the glove side of Joseph Saunders. Cooling, Bellier, Livingstone with McQuaid and Cormier back at the points. Livingstone will send one through fire, and that's off a body in front, I believe, off the leg of Bellier. Now down low, Lemoyne able to pick one up, send it down the ice. And Luca Riva will come out, play this one behind the net, stopping up once again for Sutter McQuaid. Up the wall to Livingstone. Through center he goes, trying to make a move. Drops it back quickly for Bellier, and he'll get the return feed down the wall. Livingstone on the half wall for Cooling. Cooling circles back, cross ice for Cormier. He'll send a shot through. That's off a pad, and the rebound back to him on the half wall. Cormier up top for McQuaid, and that one just wide. Now Cooling works up. That one almost gets past the shoulder of Saunders. Now a quick up to Cooling. He'll work one back in behind the net. Romaine plays one around the wall, and Cole breaks in shorthanded, sends one up past the far side corner. And now down the ice. It's picked up in front. O'Toole trying to work in offensively. It's in his feet, picked up by Whitaker. And now Wilson first to it in the offensive zone. Lays a bump on Sidarik. And McKinnon able to pinch on the far side and keep that one in again. Jackman trying to get one free, but the good pressure of the Vitos power play unit will keep this one in the zone. McKinnon at the point. Walks. Tries to find a lane. Fires and sends one through. That's just wide of the net. Max McKinnon might be one of the best defensemen in the league at walking the line and finding a lane to send one through. Both teams back out to even strength. Down low, O'Toole battling with Jackman. Jackman stops up. He's going to start the breakout from his own zone. Goes across to Sidarik, and that'll do it for the second period of play. So after two, We're tied once again, this time at 2s. And we'll be back here on High Button Sports. We thank you for tuning in. We'll stay tuned because we have the third period coming right up. Well, we're just about set for the final period of play here at the Q-Plex between the Kings Hockey Club and the St. John Vitos. Through one, it was 1-1. Through two, it's now 2-2. And the next goal will be a big one. It'll put the respective team up. And it feels like the next goal might even be the winner. Dayton Camo saying, let's get set for the third period of play. Here from the Q-Plex. Teams will skate to center, and we're just about underway. It's Kaysen Cooling and Ethan Lemoyne on the draw. And we're off. Off the face-off, it's played to center by the Kings. Slavuta picks it up. He's worked off the puck by Kaysen Cooling. It's picked up and sent cross ice on the backhand by Cameron Wilson. And Tennyson Godin will flip one down the ice. No icing is the call as Amiro works back out from behind his own net. He takes a bump from Wilson, and now the penalty comes. So the referee's arm not going up until Amiro went down. And now both referees will convene. Wilson off to the box. The head contact is the call, and it'll be 4. So a long penalty kill right off the bat to start the third period for the St. John Vitos. Fraser, Cole, Romaine with Corkum and Lemoyne offensively for the Kings on the power play. Jacob Greeley on the draw against Mason Cole. Greeley wins the draw once again. It's poked to the line by Cutler and not out. Frazier goes cross ice to Lemoyne. That shot goes up. It's blocked in front, and sitting there, it's cleared by Max McKinnon. Down low, Greeley giving chase. Cutler out at the slot. It's Frazier who sends one up through center, but turned away and sent back down the ice by Grayson Shanks. He'll take a bump, but send Romaine to the ice. Shanks been all over this one. McKinnon will pick one up behind the net. Now Shanks, down the ice he goes, killing some more valuable seconds off of this Kings power play. 3 to go on the power play. 18-20 left in regulation. Jackman from his own zone with speed. Works up through neutral ice, but McQuaid able to get a stick on that, and Pearson will send it back down the ice off the wall. Now Weston, cross ice for Jackman. And now into the far side corner. Shanks able to corral this one. But Colt gets his stick on it. Pearson gives pressure at the line, able to work this one free. And to the far side it goes. The Kings will touch up. This one's worked out to center by Ahern. And now Slavuta walking in. Off to LeBlanc. That one's just wide of the net into the corner. Jackman goes back up top to the point. Slavuta walks to the top of the zone. Drops for Weston. Cross ice they go. That one's spun on, but cleared to the top of the zone. Jackman able to hold the line. LeBlanc down low. It's picked up by Colt. Pearson gets a stick on it. Knocks it back behind the net. And now Slavuta on the far side. Up top, Pearson gets a stick on it, clears it down the ice. 1:25 to go here on the Kings power play. Jaden Weston starting up from behind his own net. He'll get pressured there by Greeley and turn back from where he came from. And Greeley's right on him. And now back out through center. Charlie Travis out there as well on the penalty kill. And now Travis lays a bump out at center on a Culp. And this one gets sent down the ice, giving a spark to the Vitos bench. Charlie Travis out here to play a role, and that he's doing on the penalty kill. Laying another bump in there to Lively on the wall. Now Cormier down low. And now back in front. Riva gets a stick on it, and that's underneath him. He'll hold on for the whistle. Able to close those legs shut. Luca Riva has to dig it out from in his pants. Hands it back to the linesman, and we'll get set for the faceoff to Riva's blocker side. Now Corkum off the draw, goes to Frazier. That one off a stick of Daggle at the slot. And with 15 to go, Livingstone will try to work one free of the zone. Daggle in there getting a stick on it, poking it back to the line. Lemoyne will slap one through, and that's turned aside by Riva. And the rebound played off the skate or the back of the leg of Bellier. Or Daggle, excuse me. And now the Vitos working back into the defensive zone, trying to get this one clear of the blue line. O'Toole through center. Kept onside by the Vitos, and Saunders will hold this one for the faceoff. 14:59 to go in the third period. And the first faceoff down low in the King zone of this frame. So the Vitos able to kill off that 4-minute double minor to Cameron Wilson, and they'll face off Jackman and Daggle down low, but that face off will have to be redone. Daggle and Jackman back to the glove side of Saunders. 31-15 the shots on goal, so the Vitos more than doubling the Kings at this point. McQuaid from the point sends one through, found a lane, but high and wide over the net. This one's poked to the line. McKinnon once again keeps it in. McKinnon sends his man to the ice, and O'Toole plays it back around the net. It's onto the stick of Romaine, and he sends this one back out to center. McKinnon's got a man on him. And now played back into the far side corner. McKinnon up the wall for Livingstone. He's got a man busting in. That's O'Toole, but that one's played to the side. A big hit by Sutter McQuaid. Working this one ahead. Livingstone walks in. That's just wide of the net. O'Toole now. First to it in the corner. And Glover picks it up. Up the wall. Cole takes a bump. Unable to keep it in though. At the line is Arbo. And the Kings work in with numbers. It's Romaine. His shot's off a blocker. And Shanks down low. Plays it across for Jake Arbo. And a long headman pass out to center. That's just out of the reach of Tripp Livingstone, but no ice on the play. And Slavuta picks it back up from his own zone. Across to Mason Cole. He walks in, sends one off the blocker. And the rebound pops back out to neutral ice. Sidarak will play that back across for Weston. Back out to center to Slavuta. And Dag will get a stick on that one, sending one back into the offensive zone. Bellier giving chase as well as Carson O'Toole. Now down in the corner, Shanks will pick one up, plays one around the wall. O'Toole there. And now a penalty coming to O'Toole. So Carson O'Toole heading off for the slash. The Vitos back to the penalty kill. They killed off a double minor at the start of the period. They'll have to kill one off again with 13:04 to go here in the final frame. Shots are 31-18 in favor of the Vitos, and the face-off will come back to the glove side of Luca Riva. He's been stellar all night tonight, turning away 16 of 18 so far. Cormier has one in the corner. He's going to get back into position. And now Jackman on the half wall. Up top for Amiro. Down low. Off the stick of Frazier and sent out to center ice. So the Kings will have to reset. A minute and a half to go now on the power play. Jordan Jackman from his own zone up the wall. Pearson gives pressure on that far side. Cormier able to get a stick on it, sending it out to neutral ice, but a good hand-eye from Frazier, knocking it down. And now Jackman back into the offensive zone. Two Vitos chasing. Cormier down low now. And now Weston back out to the top of the zone. Tries to send one through. That's wide of the net on the blocker side. Godin will send one around the wall. Kept in by Amiro. Down low to Frazier. Now Frazier trying to walk in, and they score! Ben Frazier able to walk in on the power play and pull one past Luca Riva. Frazier's got a heavy shot, leaned into one there and found its way past Riva for the 3-2 Kings lead. So off the wall, off the draw rather, it's sent into the offensive zone. And Saunders will hold on, 11:31 to go in regulation. The line of Shauna Hearn, Charlie Travis, and Sam Whitaker back out there. They've been buzzing all night tonight. We'll see if they can get another one as Hearn wins the draw. Back to McQuaid, and his shot's off a blocker up into the netting. And we'll redo that draw back to the glove side of Joseph Saunders. Ahern and Lemoyne on the draw. And off the draw, Chisholm able to work out to center, but quickly poked back up into traffic. Travis works it into the offensive zone. He's held up at the line, and now a penalty coming to the Kings. So cross-check coming to Ethan Lemoyne. He'll work his way into the box, and the Vitos will work their way back onto the man advantage. Will get set for the face-off to the blocker side of Joseph Saunders. Whitaker, Daglin, O'Toole with McKinnon and Wilson manning the points. Wilson drops for McKinnon, goes back into the slot. Wilson had that one taken away, and now Slavuta back out to center. 3-on-2 for the Kings as Weston walks in off the pad of Riva, and that's over to the far side. Picked up by Alexander Dagley, works in one-on-one. Has Whitaker working with him, goes far side to McKinnon, and they'll set up. McKinnon back up top, walks the line, spins and goes cross ice to Whitaker. Whitaker drops for Max McKinnon. Back up top for Whitaker. He Walks, drags to the slot, and that one's sent down the ice by the Kings. Riva out to play this one. And the same quintuplet staying out there for the Vitos. McKinnon drops for Sam Whitaker, and they'll start from behind their own net. Whitaker up to Cameron Wilson. That one's played into the zone and sent right back down on the wall. And the next power play unit will hop back onto the ice for the Vitos as McKinnon stops back behind his own net. Noah Cormier up the wall to Kaysen Cooling. Cooling walks, fires off the pad of Saunders. That one snuck underneath. But he's able to squeeze the legs together and keep that one on the right side of the goal line. Cooling almost found the tying goal. Cooling, Bellier, Livingstone with Cormier and McQuaid at the points. Cooling wins the draw, back to the point it goes. Cormier unable to hold the line. And Riva makes a little move and he'll hold up. Plays one to the half wall to Sutter McQuaid. 18 seconds to go here on the power play. And now Cooling. Try to get a stick on it. Livingstone goes back to McQuaid. Now Cooling on the half wall. That pass out of his reach. He tries to work one back door, and Cormier unable to get some good wood on that one. He was lined up for a one-timer right here from the hash marks. Now Cormier down low. Another penalty coming as he had that stick slashed right out of his hands. So, just as Lemoyne works himself out of the box, he'll head right back. And another power play opportunity coming here for the St. John Vitos. Back to that first unit of O'Toole, Whitaker, Wilson with McKinnon and Daigle. Now Daigle worked out of the face-off circle. Carson O'Toole comes in to take it against Jordan Jackman. That one's one to the half wall, and Jackman plays one around and all the way down the ice. Cameron Wilson will leave that for Max McKinnon. McKinnon works his way up through center. On the half wall. Plays it back down low for Alexander Daigle. He makes a move, gets a stick on it, plays it back to the point for McKinnon. He walks, he's got Wilson on the far side. Wilson back to McKinnon. 4 left-hand shots. Sam Whitaker, the only righty out here on the power play for the Vitos. McKinnon drags at the line, trying to walk and send one through. And now it's poked ahead for Jackman. He's got Wilson breaking back down on him. A good stick defensively by Cameron Wilson. One of the best plays of the game, maybe game-saving. And now Daigle tries to feed one back across for O'Toole. Down low. Daigle gets a stick on it. And now out front, glove save by Saunders. Cormier working in, tried to find some open ice on the back door. He was able to get himself in there, but Saunders with the glove making his 34th save of the evening. Joseph Saunders might be the game saver and the decision in this one. Now off the draw. Slap shot was put wide by Cooling. And now poked back to the line. Cooling able to keep it in once more. He'll walk, send one through. That's off the pad and into the corner. Cormier will pick one up, send it back onto the half wall. And now to the point. McQuaid with time. He'll walk, send one through that's high and wide. Gets to the stick of Kaysen Cooling. He'll go back across to Sutter McQuaid. And now Cormier sends one through, glove saved by Saunders. Vitos electing to keep the same 5 out there on the ice. 11 seconds to go in the penalty to Ethan Lemoyne. Livingstone, Cooling, and Luc Bellier back out there, and Cooling will face off against Jordan Jackman. Jackman comes in late. He'll be worked out of the draw. In to take this is Neufeld. Big draw here for Cooling. Now in front, they'll work in. That one's played behind the net. Romaine picks it up for the Kings, and he'll send one out to center. Poked off his stick, and now Livingstone tried to find Case and Cooling. It's picked up by McQuaid. He'll try to settle things down in neutral ice. Cooling now working into the zone. He's got room. They send it back to the point. Tried to find Cormier, and Cormier will pick it back up out at center. He gets the return feed. Looks ahead off the leg of Cooling. 6:25 to go here in the final frame. Sutter McQuaid works it back out. Romaine gets a stick on it, tried to play it ahead, but Bellier there cutting that pass off. And now back to the line. Arbo keeps it in again. Down low for Bellier. In front, Livingstone was there. And now out to the point. Arbo keeps it in. Livingstone gives chase in the offensive zone. He's first to it once again. But that one's poked out to the line. Cooling spins and tries to send one ahead. Livingstone on the far side. He'll break in, tries to make a move, but that one turned aside by the stick of Alexei Slavuta. Shanks now will play one into the zone. It's offside momentarily, but Talon Pearson able to keep things working forward. Chisholm up the wall. And now played to the far side. Arbo will gather this one back up. Try to go cross ice, but that's off the stick of Landon Culp. And Culp plays one out to the side. Slavuta to Cole, and that one's high and wide over the net. Back out to the point. Amiro keeps it in. They'll walk around the top of the zone. This one played back out front. Riva gets a stick on it. And now Corkum. Down low to Cole. That shot off the leg of Grayson Shanks again. Shanks taking a couple stingers tonight, but he's back out there playing it back up the wall and out to center. Greeley now takes a bump on the far side. And now this one played back down into the Vitos zone. Shanks trying to chip one out of the zone. He does. He lays a bump down in there to Cole. Arbo back from his own end, sends one up through the slot. That shot from Cole off a body in front. And now Corkum couldn't get a stick on it. Cutler's going to get first to it, but Weston beats him to that one. On the far side now, Weston will send one into the zone. LeBlanc takes a hit from Arbo down low along the wall. And O'Toole picks up the loose puck. Shanks ahead for Cutler. He's tied up at center. Now up the wall, LeBlanc. He's knocked off the puck. This one gets sent back for Tennyson Godin. On the far side, it's Livingstone now. He's going to try and work his way up through center. Trip Livingstone with speed. On the far side, Daigle tried to center one, couldn't get it to go. And now back out to center, Godin. Held at the line by Frazier. Now O'Toole finally able to poke one outside the zone. Sidarik back in his own end. 2:55 left here in regulation. Frazier, he's got the Kings ahead. He works in and a glove save by Riva as that's worked in offside. So the face-off coming back outside the offensive zone here for the Kings. Jordan Jackman and Kaysen Cooling will face off once again. McKinnon gets one up ahead for Wilson. He'll slap this one into the offensive zone. Up around the wall. Gets played back out for McQuaid. Cross ice to McKinnon. And they'll try and redo it from center ice. Bellier giving chase. Played up the wall off the glove of Cooling. And now a hand pass called. And this one should escape the zone. As it does, the face-off will come back out to center. 2:21 to go. Shots on goal 36-21 in favor of the Vitos. So they've been pouring the rubber on net all night. Saunders, like I said, maybe the biggest factor leading to the Kings' lead so far. McQuaid will send one up into the stands. Some good hands to the left of me to catch that one. And a new face-off will come back down to the blocker side of Revo. Lemoyne and Daigle on the draw, and that one's won by Lemoyne. Back to the point. That one's wide of the net. On the far side, it's Culp. He'll play it into traffic. And now back into the slot. Culp again. That one's spun and picked up by O'Toole. Sent ahead for Livingstone. Tried to make a move at the line. Poked ahead by O'Toole. His shot off a pad. And into the slot. O'Toole trying to find Livingstone or Daigle there, but couldn't do so. No, back ahead for Livingstone. He slaps one and off the shin pads of Romaine. And now Daigle right back from where he came from. 1:25 to go. Arriva still in his net. But McKinnon touches up for the icing call. So back down to the Kings zone we go. The Vitos will call a timeout. Luke Arriva will head to the bench, and we'll be right back here on High Button. Minute 19 left on the clock in regulation, and the Vitos looking to get one back on the board to even things up and send us to some overtime here at the Q-Plex on a Saturday night. But Joseph Saunders and the Kings looking to keep things right where they are. Face off to the glove side of Saunders. It's Cooling and Lemoyne. Cooling wins the draw. Empty net for the Vitos. Bobbled puck in front. Daigle unable to get a stick on it. And now McKinnon back up top for McQuaid. They'll send a shot. That's blocked in front by Slovuda. And now back to Cooling. Up top for McKinnon. He couldn't corral that pass. And now pressure will come from Lemoyne. McKinnon dropped for McQuaid. Now back out to center they go. McQuaid trying to work in with speed. That one's played ahead for Livingstone. Back at the point. Over the head of Sutter McQuaid it goes, and with 40. This one's played ahead for Daigle. Worked back across for Sutter McQuaid. And he'll send a long, heavy shot in behind his offensive net. A big bump down low. You know, that'll get some discussion out here. And now a whistle goes Some pushing and shoving out at center. And with 16.7 to go, Jackman will get sent back to his bench. Livingstone laid a bump down low, and the Kings faithful arguing a headshot. The referees will convene here at center ice. The Kings player, Weston, will head off the ice back to the dressing room. Now the face-off coming back down outside the Vitos zone. Now some pushing and shoving at center ice. O'Toole getting into it with Mason Cole. 16.7 seconds left to go. Riva staying on the bench, cooling, and Jackman will face off. Face off one. Jackman goes wide of the net. McKinnon with 12 to go will send a long pass up ahead for Livingstone, and that'll be an icing call. So with 6.7 left to go, back down to the Vitos zone we go. And what has been a crazy game tonight will have a heated ending. Carson O'Toole and Ben Fraser leaning over the boards having a conversation. And that'll set us up for tomorrow morning. Now a shot at the buzzer. Some rough stuff coming in. Livingstone was sent to the wall at the final whistle. Both teams will get escorted back to their respective zone. Livingstone will have a word with the official out at center, but that'll do it here from the Q-Plex. The Kings Hockey Club takes this one 3-2 over the St. John Vitos. We'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. These two teams will face off once again here on High Button Sports. Dayton Camo for High Button saying thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in the morning.